Good morning, Illini. I'm Addie Ippenson. It is February 8th, and welcome to our first show of the semester.
And I'm Chris Joe. Welcome to our second anniversary show. So, Addie, how excited are you for the second year?
So extremely excited, not only for today's show, but for the whole semester. There's so many new things going on, and I really think everyone's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, we got a new crew along with a lot of new co-anchors, so it should be a really promising year.
Yeah, especially for second semester seniors. We really got to do this one right.
Can't believe that you can say that now.
I know, it's crazy. Well, let's check out what we've got coming up on the show today. Good morning, Illini. On today's show, we'll introduce you to our new anchors in the new GMI class.
And some guys from the men's tennis team will join us live on set.
Later, our seniors check another item off their bucket list.
So let's get this started.
Good morning, Illini. We're starting off today's show with a new segment on GMI, UI on Campus, where we'll take a look at top stories across Chambana.
For our first story, we still can't get over Tuesday night's upset against number 9 ranked Michigan State. Fans stormed the court after the game, so let's check it out. So, off camera, our UI7 news correspondent, Ori Benatar, was telling me that it's the first time in 6 years that the Orange Crush got to storm the court.
That's awesome. I love seeing that. I think it's a lot of, that experience that a lot of Orange Crush members and just students in general have been wanting to experience the last few years, and so to finally see that, it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really happy for them. And the Illini continue this Saturday against Rutgers, so hopefully the boys can keep the streak going.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we'll see some of that action again.
Yeah, possibly.
About it next week. As for some more sports news, Jock Jams was just last week where Fighting Illini teams sang and danced for a good cause. They raised over $100,000 in the last 9 years for different organizations like Feeding Our Kids, the Childhood Leukemia Foundation, and many more.
And yeah, from all accounts that I heard, our own freshman big and the MC for the night, Georgie Bishanishvili, was great. We had some celebrity guests, as you can see right there, Barry Hauser and our own classmate, Grace Ketchetarian.
That's right. So it's always an awesome, I love that event, raising money for lots of awesome causes, and then a lot of cool people to come out and support it as well.
Yeah, and the men's and women's track and cross country teams teamed up and combined and took home the win.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if they do it again next year.
And as for events happening just outside Campus Town, students and Champaign-Urbana residents took to the streets on the 1st to raise awareness on homelessness. One Winter Night is an annual overnight event held by See You at Home for people to learn more about the epidemic. Participants include university students and CU residents alike, and participants slept outside in a cardboard box and raised over $230,000 for See You at Home and different organizations in town and in the university. Yeah,
and there on your screen you can see some of that snow. The overnight low for that night was around 25 to 30 degrees, so obviously putting people really in the minds of people that have to deal with this every night during the winter time. So a very cold event, but for a very good cause and raising awareness for something that goes on campus and around the community too. And some more serious campus news. A second case of measles has been confirmed on campus. They've done a really good job at tracking where each of these situations have occurred. The most recent one has been happening around Maywood Apartments in the Seniorland area. Symptoms include a rash, high fever, a cough, runny nose, and red and watery eyes. The advice is just to stay home, call a doctor, do not infect others. Yes, get vaccinated. It's easily spread through air and just coughing, which seems like everyone is sick right now on campus. So it's very important to stay home, get in contact with a doctor, and go from there.
Right. And if you have any UI on-campus ideas, shoot us an email at goodmorningillini@illinois.edu.
Well, we have some new faces we're so excited for you to meet. Let's see how anchor auditions went in the midst of last week's polar vortex.
Now that Rebecca Wood and Madeline Foster are abroad and Malik Caudell, Real Daddy, is out there in the real world, we found some perfect people to fill these seats after over 20 people auditioned for 3 anchor seats. So without any further ado, let's meet them now.
That's right. We have Patrick Catazone, Taylor Howard, and Jared Farmer here with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Well, my name is Taylor Howard. I'm a junior majoring in journalism, and I've been with GMI a couple years now, so I'm excited to be a consistent part of the team.
Awesome.
Well, good morning, Illini.
Feels good to say, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's official.
Well, my name is Jared. I am also a junior and a fellow journalism major here, and Although I have not done GMI before, this is my first semester. I've been around Richmond and gotten to meet some of the crew before, so I'm really excited to work with all of you guys.
Awesome.
I'm Patrick. I'm a journalism major as well. I'm a freshman, and this is my first year at GMI, so I'm really excited to kick off 2019 with GMI.
And as Addie mentioned, we had over 20 people come out on audition, and with that, there were a lot of different talents and different personalities that we saw. So, and you guys were able to rise to the top. So, how did auditions go for you guys?
Honestly, I was really nervous at first, but it was really nice to run through the script and, be with the other co-anchors, so my nerves were at ease after that.
For me personally, the previous time I had anchored was for my finals for TV1, so it felt really good to just get back into the swing
Shake
of
off
things.
some
and now-
cobwebs,
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, it was really cool. We got to kind of check out GMI and meet some new people, so that was a lot of fun. Practice being an anchor. It was really cool.
Yeah, congratulations, guys, and welcome to the squad.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Great to be here.
And even before auditions, Patrick and Taylor were hard at work with the GMI class doing some bowling, I believe.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, at 9 a.m. It was, like
Perfect
I
time.
said, perfect timing. Like I said, I was with GMI for a couple years now as a volunteer, but it's really different to be actually in the class. And, there's a lot of people with different experiences and how long they've been in journalism, so it's really nice. So let's take a look at what we've done.
Good morning, Illini. We're here at the Illini Union Bowling Alley. It looks like I have a challenger, Maddie Rice. I don't think it's going to end too well for her.
Little does he know, I'm a bowling pro. Third grade birthday parties were my game. So let's get this rolling.
Take some notes. Chad, no! No!
That was you missing all of them. You should probably have a clearing of like 3 lands on either side tonight. I feel like your pins are closer than mine. I think mine's like at an uphill incline.
Come on. Come on!
Oh. Things are not looking great for me right now. I've had probably 6 gutter balls, so I think it's time to bring in just a little bit of extra help.
It goes pretty slow. It's just gonna hook.
I think that went really well for me.
I don't scoreboard obviously. I had like 129. You had what? 30 something.
50.
Well, no, you had help. You had
That doesn't count.
the rolly thing. Then you had.
That
Ken
did
help you
way
out.
more harm than good.
That's true. Yeah,
That
you
thing's
are
a
good.
scam.
gutter balls.
All right.
That was just pure domination. You should find another hobby or something.
All right, yeah. Well, next time you can come over to my neck of the woods and we'll do competitive hula hooping, and we'll see who's talking then. Yeah. So catch that next time. Thanks, guys. Good morning, Illini.
Well, Addie, I don't know about you, but it's always great to see our kind of associates out of the studio, showing off their skills. I had no
Yeah.
idea Roger was that great of a bowler.
I guess so. There's so many hidden talents in this room. We'll see what talents pop up next in the next
Yeah,
segment.
absolutely. Let's keep this episode rolling.
Oh,
and
man.
check in with our new UI7 News correspondent, Ori Benatar.
Thanks a lot, Chris. As he said, I'm Ori Benatar. I'm excited to be a part of the GMI team. Last time I was here, I was a guest. I wore lab goggles. I cut myself trying to chop an onion. But now I'll be bringing you your news to keep you informed for the weekend. A seamless and natural transition, obviously. So here's what's happening around Champaign-Urbana. As we mentioned earlier, the measles has been going around across campus with 2 confirmed cases so far. A mass mail named several locations and dates that the second infected person was in contact with other people, including their apartment on 1st and John during the 3rd week of school, McKinley on the 18th of January, the School of Social Work during the day on the 28th and 9th, and Carl's ER on the 31st. Symptoms for measles include rash, high fever, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes. These 2 cases have some campus and community members worried. Jeremy Iden says he's pretty concerned, even though he's been vaccinated himself.
Same thing with classes as well. If one person coughs, there's a lot of people near you, so it's sort of a petri dish for infections.
As for some more campus news, a development has been made in the lead up to Brent Christensen's trial. The Illinois alum has been accused of the kidnap and murder of Yingying Zhang in 2017. The Associated Press reported yesterday afternoon that prosecutors found a bloody handprint in Christensen's apartment, but it is unclear if the handprint is Christensen's or Zhang's. Also, a cadaver-sniffing dog detected traces of a body around the bathroom sink. The trial will begin on April 1st after Christensen's defense had called for several extensions over the last several months. As for some sports news over at State Farm Center, as mentioned earlier, Illini men's basketball is still buzzing from their upset win over 9th-ranked Michigan State. Freshman Georgi Bashanishvili had 16 points and once again had his brother David in the stands, visiting from Vienna, Austria. Daily Illini sports editor Eli Schuster grabbed this embrace between the Bashanishvili brothers with the Georgian flag after David was filming Georgie's free throws all game.
He gave me a tip. He told me my feet are together. My feet are together. I have to have my feet a little wider. So I was focusing on that once I was stepping up to a line. So I knocked a couple of free throws down.
Illinois will conclude their 3-game homestand tomorrow night when they take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Tip-off will be at 3 as Brad Underwood's side look for a 3rd consecutive victory. The Orange and Blue haven't won 3 straight Big Ten games since 2017, when Malcolm Hill led that squad to 4 straight conference wins. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to being here this semester to continue bringing you your campus news. Make sure to tune into UI7 every Thursday night at 5 p.m. But now we'll go to Jared Farmer with a bit of a weather forecast. And Jared, as you would say, it's brutal out there.
Yeah, Ori, well, there's Antarctica, there's Siberia, there's the North Pole, and then there's central Illinois. It is freezing outside. And if we take a look at what the weather is like outside right now, it is 13 degrees, but it feels like it's -7. So it is 20 degrees colder than it actually is. That is just absolutely brutal. And honestly, I can't say enough. You are just going to have to dress up, bundle up. Friday night, it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. It's 11 degrees, but it's supposed to feel like it's 0. So again, still bundle up if you plan on going outside, if you plan on catching that tennis match. It's definitely a good idea to stay warm. Thanks for joining me, and stay tuned for your full weekend forecast later in the show. Let's send it back over to Addie and Chris.
Thanks, Jared. And up next, we have members from the men's tennis team live in the studio.
And we'll tell you all about how to celebrate Valentine's Day on a budget.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world, and you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Oh, Dapper Leon. I almost feel like every Friday I have a date. He'll have a vest or a jacket.
She sees me at my best.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to GMI. We have a new segment, On Paper with Tommy Polson.
He's here this semester to tell us all about Illini sports, and today he's giving us a closer look at the men's tennis team.
Thanks, guys. As you mentioned, I am Thomas Polson, and we are here talking with members of the men's tennis team. The team is coming off a huge win against 11th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish and are 2-0 to start the season. They're currently ranked 14th in the country, but after taking down the Irish in South Bend, they're expected to make a jump in the rankings. And we are here live in the studio with junior Alex Kovacevic and freshman Keenan Mayo from the men's tennis team. How you guys doing today?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
Happy to have you here. You know, do you guys make it out here okay? Get the interviews going?
Yeah. We just got out of class, so
yeah.
Just kind of headed over here.
Love to hear it.
This is new for us.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you guys actually started your regular season last week with a big win over Duke. Kind of, how does that set the tone for your season, and was that kind of expected going in? You know.
Yeah, so it's really good for our confidence coming up. Just to start out the season with a win, kind of gets the ball rolling, and it sets us up for like bigger wins, just like we had on Wednesday night. But yeah, it's mainly really good for our confidence. We were kind of the favorites in that match, so it was good for us to just kind of like show that we are those favorites and just get the win.
So you're a freshman, right?
Correct, yeah.
How was that like, kind of going out there, getting that first win for the regular season?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a lot different than what I've kind of been used to playing junior tennis, with the environment and all the noise and stuff like that. But yeah, it was an unbelievable turnout. A lot of people came out, and it was really loud, and it was a lot of fun.
So yeah, obviously you also are coming up another win that was just this past Tuesday, and this one was against the number 11th ranked Fighting Irish from Notre Dame. I mean, was there kind of a jump from Duke to playing in Notre Dame? Like, is there a noticeable difference in that kind of competition?
There was actually definitely a noticeable difference when it comes to like the crowd. Our home crowd is unbelievable. Our fans are just crazy and awesome. And their home crowd actually they didn't have much of a turnout. It was kind of like a quiet atmosphere. It's more just about the tennis, and it actually, I think, kind of helped us, because all we really focused on was winning our matches and stuff. They were definitely I think a better team, so we had to raise our level a little bit, and we didn't do that quite as much in the singles right away, and then by the end of the match, everybody kind of got in their groove and came through. So
yeah, awesome. So then obviously this weekend too, you guys are back at home. You have Kentucky tonight and then North Carolina tomorrow. What's it kind of like preparing for that? Are you guys feeling ready for it?
Yeah. Obviously, we've had 2 matches in the last couple days, so physically on the body, it's not easy. So yeah, we've been doing our best to kind of prepare physically, get our bodies ready for tonight and tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully it goes well. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that can be a lot. What's it kind of like in your quick prep in between these matches?
Yeah, just a lot of short practices, just kind of getting the necessities, what we really need on court, and then a lot of the time in the gym, stretching, foam rolling. All that stuff, just making sure that our bodies are feeling good.
Absolutely. And then Alex, this is kind of more towards you. Obviously, you guys kind of lost some talent. There was a lot of success over the last few years, losing guys like Vukic and Hiltic. What's it kind of like bringing in new guys and replacing those players and kind of just moving on from there?
Yeah, so I mean, I've always been like the younger guy that's kind of proving himself, and now it's like kind of a pressure on me as well as other older guys to kind of lead the team and show like the younger guys like Keenan the ropes. And also just win. So like we had those guys, Vukic and Aaron, were winning a lot. So most importantly, I feel like the best way to lead and have respect for yourself in a tennis team is to win, and that's what we're trying to do. So.
what to kind of like with you being kind of paired with a guy like Alex for doubles to kind of maybe have that kind of mentorship and experience with you.
Yeah, it's good. He obviously has all the experience in college tennis. He's been doing it for a while now. So yeah, it's good. Big moments. I can really trust him and rely on him to come up with what we need to win the match. So
awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. As we mentioned, the men's tennis team is at home tonight against Kentucky and tomorrow against North Carolina, both at the Atkins Tennis Center. Join the Net Nuts and cheer the team to victory. Let's send it back over to you guys. Chris?
Thanks, Tommy. So, Addie, now that we're halfway through the show, I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic. It is our first episode of the semester, and it's bittersweet being a second semester senior.
Yes, bittersweet is a great way to put it. I feel the same exact way. Well, some other second semester seniors are out there living up their final moments, trying to do some new and exciting things on campus. Producers Maddie Bunton and Roger Blanco are checking off another item on their senior bucket list.
They're making some music and learning more about a hidden gem on campus, the Elk Elk Bell Tower. Let's chime in.
These puns are just hurting me as they go.
Today, we both had the opportunity to check something off our senior bucket list, and we got to go up in Altgeld in the Chime Tower.
The only problem is neither of us know how to play any instruments or read any music, so hopefully no one gets to hear what we have to play and it just stays in here.
Excellent. Get them together.
I started playing the chimes in 2012 or 13 when I first got here as a PhD student. So my position as a chimes master basically encompasses a lot of teaching as well as administrative things, teaching new players.
I think I definitely had the little edge over you. I had the harder song.
Boom. That's how you do it. My technique was pretty good. It sounded good.
I mean, you did have the harder song, but I think I was a little more on tune.
So as a chimes player, I come up as often as I can. Typically, I try to go up once a week, and then I perform on the bell tower and just play like songs of various genres, whatever I feel like playing that day, basically. My favorite part is probably just getting to play like to the campus and to the students, especially like around holidays and special events, is like bringing that little bit of extra joy. Or
I know if I were to join the Elka Ringers RSO, I would probably get cut after the first practice. What do you think?
Yeah, especially, we don't know how to play any instruments or read music, so that would not be good. As always,
Good morning, Illini.
We're so talented. Even our producers, they're doing
You know,
great
Addie, I
things.
think one of my biggest takeaways from today's episode is that I got to spend more time out of the studio with Roger, because who knew he had all these hidden talents?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Roger's
Roger,
the low-key
you gotta let me
star
know,
of the
man.
show. We'll
Well,
talk afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even though it feels like the semester just started, next week is already Valentine's Day. And how do you feel about the holiday, Addie?
You know, I like Valentine's Day. It's not my favorite day of the year, but you just gotta celebrate it. You gotta embrace it. And to get us in the romantic mood, Erica and I teamed up in the kitchen to create the perfect date night on a budget.
It's Erica Finke, and I am here at the grocery store at County Market, and I am looking for ingredients to get a cheap and easy to make heart pizza for Valentine's Day. Let's go get some ingredients. Don't you film yourself when you go to a grocery store?
Yeah, do you want yours?
Alright,
So first thing I think we need to do is cut it in a heart shape.
The oven on to 400 degrees. So, here we go. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Aggressive.
Oh my god. Okay, well, do these look like hearts?
Well, you know what? We tried.
We tried.
Now, I need to cut the tomatoes. Pieces of tomato. Considering this was only like 15 bucks, probably less than that. I would definitely say try it at home.
crust is golden brown.
Alrighty. This is hard. Oh no. Get a pizza cutter, y'all.
Happy Valentine's Day and good morning, Illini!
Add puns. Things got a little cheesy.
Just a little
for
bit.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. Anyway, well, the show wouldn't be complete without Maddie Rice and Sammy St. Ledger, but they're coming to us now with a new segment called Tag Along.
Keeping up with the Valentine's Day spirit, Maddie tried out some speed dating, and Sammy was there to tag along. So let's see if Maddie had some luck on her date.
Good morning, Illini. I'm Maddie Rice.
And I'm Sammy St. Ledger. Welcome to our brand new segment.
That's right, it is Valentine's Day here at the Illini Union, and Sammy's being a friend and helping me with some speed dating.
Wish me luck and come tag along.
Hello? No, Mom, I'm on a date. I did not pay him. I feel like something's in the air. Who should pay on the first date?
Oh, the guy, 100%. Like, he wants to make a good impression, and it's a nice gesture.
Are you paying for this date?
Oof.
Was there room on the raft for Jack at the end of Titanic?
She just like scooted over like a fraction of an inch. That boy would have lived.
Will you be my Valentine?
Yeah. What was the last movie that made you cry?
Boss Baby, because it was like really good. I'm nominated for an Oscar for a reason. Like, it was powerful and moving. Like, I'm getting emotional right now.
Tupac is still alive. He's in Israel. It's for sure. Yeah, him and Biggie, they're hiding out in Israel. It's a whole thing, yeah.
This is not going well.
Who's your ideal Valentine?
I would say someone with the body of Winston Churchill, but the brains of like John Stamos. You get me?
Do you have that flipped or like?
No. Why is the ice cream machine always broken at McDonald's?
It's not broken. They just don't want to deal with you, and I don't blame them.
What's your biggest turnoff?
When they take their shoes off and then they lay them on the table. I hate that.
What?
Man, I'm gonna have to step in, okay?
You can take over.
All right,
you can take over. Well, that went worse than expected, believe it or not. But thanks for tagging along on speed dating. We'll see you guys next time. And good morning, Illini.
These are hollow.
What a segment. Speed dating, I always think, is a really interesting concept. It was wild to see that played out there.
Exactly. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. And before we wrap up today's show, let's check in with Jared one last time for this weekend weather forecast. Jared?
All right, well, thank you, Chris. And for a quick info on your weekend forecast, it's going to be mostly 20s and 30s. If we take a look on Friday, of course, it's going to be 13 and going to get down to about -7, as I said earlier on the broadcast. For Saturday, it's going to get up to 28. Going to be a little sunny, but it's also going to drop down to 20. And Sunday, it's going to be a snowstorm and still freezing temperatures, 32 with a low of 28. So bundle up for the weekend. Thanks for joining me, and let's throw it back to Chris and Addie.
Thanks, Jared. Well, that's it. The first semester, or the first show of the last semester.
And it's the first show of this new season. Excited to see how things play out with the new crew and our new co-anchors. So, like I said, it should be a really promising semester, and please continue to tune in.
Yeah, it's going to be
awesome. Well, that does it for our show this week, but you can keep up with us 24/7 on all our social media accounts. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We also update our social media with web-exclusive content, so be sure to check in with us throughout the week. And now we've got a word from our producer this week.
Good morning, Illini. I'm Andrea Flores. Thanks for joining us. I just want to tell you to tune in to publish.illinois.edu to keep up with producers' notes and check in with our alumni and see how successful they're doing. So let's wrap things up. It's been so fun producing this week. Back to you guys.
That's right. Well, that's all we've got for you guys today. Thanks, Andrea, for everything you did to produce this show, and we have so much more coming up. We will be back next Friday, as usual, at 10 a.m. You won't want to miss it. As always, make it a great day, and good morning, Illini.